Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Mark. This is my Dead Adventures. We're here going up to episode number 5. Creating the entry holes and exit holes, which is right here. Entry holes, exit holes, the two side panels, and the inner panels. For those of you just joining us, definitely take a look back episodes. Check out my intro, see what this is all about, and then definitely check out episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last week we did the divider, which is right here, which is the centerpiece that separates Team Red from Team Blue. Okay, and it also serves as the logo, where the logo goes, which goes right on top. Okay, so we did this last week. Okay, today what we're gonna do is we're gonna add to that. Okay, so let's dive right into this, and let's look at what we're gonna do today. So if you look at right here, okay, and now if you look at your screen, this is the entry and exit hole cutouts. Okay, so if you look at the top left, you're gonna see that the entry hose is the top hose. Okay, that's 11.5 by 1.5, and then right below that, at the lower left, you see the outside panel, which is the left side, is measured at 16 by 1.5. And then if you go to the right side, right top, it says the outside panel, which is the right side, is measured at 17.5 by 1.5. And then just below that is the exit hose, which is also called the bottom hose, measured at 11 and 1.5. And then if you look right in the center, you're going to see that the inside panels are 14 by 1.25. Okay, so these measurements are very important, and I 100% recommend that you follow the exact measurements that is here, because that is how I created the first prototype. Okay, so as you can see, the right side of the panel is a lot bigger than the left side of the panel. Okay, and the reason because of that is because you're creating a gap where the board, when the board travels down the tube and down the inner rack, it goes right into the ball pit. So that side of the panel needs to be a little bit smaller. Okay, so we'll go into details more later on. Okay, but definitely just stick with the measurements, and you can see how it all comes together. And then if you see the entry hose is a 1/2 inch bigger than the exit hose, because the entry hose rests on top of the side panels, as opposed to the exit hose, which is goes at the inside of the two side panels, which is why it's a 1/2 inch shorter. So again, okay, the measurements that you see here, definitely follow them. They're not exactly the same. There's a reason for that. I just explained that, and then I will go over that as we put it together, and then you're gonna be good. Okay, so going a little bit more into the details when you're cutting the entry hose and the exit hose. So when you're cutting these panels, okay, like I said, you're gonna cut them. Okay, the bottom panel a 1/2 inch shorter than the top panel. If you look at your screen, the entry panel is 11.5, and the exit panels is 11 inches. Okay, using a 1/4 inch thick board, cut the entry panel 1.5 by 11.5, and the exit panel 1.5 by 11. Okay, like I told you, the entry panel, entry key hose goes on top of the side panels, and the exit hose is inside of the side panels, which is the reason why it's a 1/2 inch shorter. So when we're cutting, because we're also going to drill the hose today. We're not only cutting, we're going to be drilling. Okay, so when you're drilling a hose, making marking where to cut, okay, is very important. So if you look at your screen right now, marking where to cut. Okay, so as we look at the entry panel markings, okay, you're going to see that going from left to right, you're going to make your first marking 1 3/4 inches in, and then every 2 inches after that for the next 4 markings. Okay, that will give you also the space on the right side, which is also 1 3/4, just as it is on the left side. Okay, and in the 3/4, the line horizontal, you're gonna make that marking. Since this is an inch and a half, you're gonna make it 3/4 inch. You're gonna make that line right on the 3/4 mark. Okay, that's the middle of that's right in between of the 1.5. You do that for both the entry panel and the exit panel. And then when you're looking at the exit panel, which is 1/2 inch shorter, instead of going from left to right, you see from left to right, the entry panel is 1 3/4 and the exit panel is 1.5. Okay, make sure that you do the markings as it is in the drawings. It's 1.5, and then every 2 inches for the next 4 markings. Okay, and the reason for that is that when you're gonna put those 2 pieces together, when you're drilling them, I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, the holes, you see right there. Okay, if you look at your screen right now, you're gonna see that the hole is gonna be perfectly aligned, even though the 2 panels are of different size. Okay, because the most important thing here is where the holes go, not the size of the wood. Okay, and we're gonna make that clear, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Okay, so it's very important that when you're putting those 2 pieces together, is exactly by the measurements that I'm giving you. All right, guys. So right now, what we're gonna do is, okay, we're gonna cut the wood. Okay, these are the woods that I got from Home Depot. They're already 1.5 inch wide. Okay, long is what we're gonna cut. We're gonna cut the length to all those measurements that we just mentioned. All right, with the only difference being the inner panels. The inner panels is 1 1/4. So we're gonna chip off 1/4 from these panels as we cut the 14 inch length, 14 inches long, and we're gonna cut it to 1 1/4 instead of 1.5, which is what this is. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go with my cutting. You get started with your cutting. 1 second. For those of you who don't have a machine, okay, not everyone has a machine, and I just bought this just to do this, but I also bought this as well. Okay, this is really good. It's actually really good, very easy. You put the wood right in the middle. Okay, take any piece of wood, take the measurements, you mark it where it's supposed to be. You're gonna hold one side, just like that, and you take this and just cut it right where that line is at, and you're gonna get a nicely perfect, nice perfect cut. Okay, you don't need to go expensive, and you get the exact same cut. And when you're drilling the holes, I'm gonna show you what I use to drill the holes when we get to that. And this drill bit that I use is a hole cutter, and I'll show you exactly how I did it and how you can have yours so that they're perfectly aligned when you're putting in the tubes. Alright, guys, so let's get going with the cutouts. Okay, you do your cutouts, I'm gonna do my cutouts, and then we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. Alright. Hey guys, welcome back. So you guys should have your cutouts. I got my cutouts. So what we're looking at is you should have 2 17-inch and a half. 2 17.5-inch panels, which is the right side of the panel. You should have 2 16-inch panels. Okay? 2 16-inch was the left side of the panel. You should have 4 14-inch panels. Okay? By 1 1/4. Remember, they were all 1.5. So the 14-inch panels we had to cut into 1 1/4, and this is for the inner panels. Okay. And then you should have 2 11.5-inch panels. All right. That's for the entry hose, which is the top part. Okay. That's 11.5. And then you should have 2 11-inch panels. Okay, which is for the exit hose, and down at the bottom. Okay, so when you're looking at the pieces that we just cut, okay, we cut the entry hole, all right, we cut the exit hole, we cut the two side panels, and then we cut the two inner panels. And you can see there's inner panels on both sides, and we did that for Team Red and Team Blue. All right, so those are your cutouts. Okay, once you have your cutouts, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the entry holes and the exit holes, your 11.5 and your 11-inch, and we're gonna mark them. Okay, we're gonna put the markings on them so that we can prepare them for drilling, because we also have to drill the holes on those panels. Again, you know, when you're looking at the drawings that I had shown you before, all we're gonna do is make these markings. Okay, make these markings on those two panels for Team Red and Team Blue, and then once we mark them, I'm gonna show you the best way you could drill the holes on both panels at the same time to give you a nice clean cut, and you know, it'll give you a clean cut, and it'll make the tools, when you put it in, it'll perfectly align the two the entry and the exit panels, because sometimes, you know, you could cut and, you know, the hole could not be exactly where you want it to be. But I'm going to show you how to put it so that you're drilling the holes and it's exactly where you want them to be. Alright guys, so I'm going to tune out for a bit. I'm going to make my markings. I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how I created the markings, exactly how it is on the drawing, guys. So definitely follow the guide. Look back on this video or go to my Instagram account, www.mydeadadventures.com. I have images there of everything that we're talking about today. Print it out, check it out. Just follow the guide, and you're gonna see how easily fun and creative it is. All right, guys. So let me make my markings. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna show you how I put the two together, and then we can start drilling. All right, guys. Let's see you in a few. Welcome back, guys. So this is the panel, the entry hole and exit hole. And as you can see, where I made the lines, okay? And the reason why I say it's important to realize is a quarter inch short on both sides. Very important, because again, the entry panel goes on top of the two side panels, and then the exit panel goes in between the two side panels. That's why it's a little bit smaller. Okay, so once you have it like this, what I want you to do is take the two pieces, take the small piece, and put it right on top, just like that, creating the space on. Follow your alignments, okay? See your alignments on both sides, a quarter inch. Okay, put it right where it's supposed to be. Right where the quarter inch is at, and then you just put tape all the way around, securing that spot so that it stays right in space, in place, on both sides. Okay. So you're taking the bottom part, you're putting it on top of the top part. Okay. So it looks just like this. Okay. You tape it together. The reason why I'm telling you to do that is, so now what you're gonna do is, you're going to take your drill, okay? You're going to take your drill, and you're going to drill right where the two lines meet, okay? Right where the two lines meet. You're going to put the drill right on the floor. I'm going to show you how I did it, okay? You can take a piece of wood so you don't damage your floor. This goes right on top, and you just basically is going to drill right in the center where the two lines meet, until you get one side out. And I'm going to show you. You take the piece of wood, as you see in there. I'm going to take that piece of wood out. Okay, and then we're going to drill, turn around to the other side, and then drill the other side out. And you do that for all 5 holes until you have the exact holes that you need. And then it looks like that. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to duplicate what we already did, and we're gonna do that. All right. So check out the next video. I'm gonna show you how I do the drills, and then we're gonna come right back, and then we're gonna talk about putting it all together. Okay, which is very important. Then we're gonna do that in a way of using tape. The same tape we use to tape the two pieces together, we're gonna tape the whole frame, and we're gonna see how it looks, and we're gonna tape it onto the divider, okay? And we're gonna see how it looks, and then from there, then we can start gluing it together, okay? We'll always tape it first, so that make sure that everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be, and then we glue. We don't glue first, okay? Because if there's any corrections that needs to be made, we could do that before we actually glue it, and then it becomes a bigger problem. All right? So check out the next video. I'm gonna show you how to drill the hose. All right. Check it out. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm gonna show you guys how I made this cutout. As you can see, I did one side already. They're perfectly aligned, top and bottom. So I'm gonna show you how I did that. Okay. So here I have another piece, again with a 1/4 inch of space on both sides. You see the line is right here. So I drilled a little hole in the middle of the two where the two lines meet, and that's exactly where I'm gonna put the drill bit at and make this hole. So I'm gonna go right in that hole, and I'm gonna just drill straight down. That's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna make that circle, because that circle is where we're gonna go all the way down on. Put a little bit of pressure. Almost there. Gonna go down again. And there you go. So there goes the first piece. You see the wood is in there. And we got the top part out. And then we made a hole in the bottom part, as you can see. That's where we're gonna put the other drill. We're gonna go on the other side and drill from the bottom up. But first we need to take this piece of wood out. Okay, we take this piece of wood out by simply pushing it up so that we can grab it and take it out. And I lift it up with a hard piece of metal, okay, and then we just screw it off and we take the piece out, okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that little hole that we have in the bottom part, and we're gonna put the drill bit right in that little hole, and then drill on the other side. So as you can see, we got a nice, perfect, even hole for the top entry hole and the bottom entry hole, and it's gonna be perfectly aligned. Okay, so we're gonna do that all the way until we get all 5 holes out. And again, we just lifted this up so that we could take it out, and work on the next hole. Okay, so again, we're gonna go back into that little hole that I made, put the drill bit right in there. And there you have it. Perfect even hose. Welcome back. So there you go. It was a bit messy, but as you can see, the holes have been drilled. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now when you put the entry hole and the exit hole, you're going to see when you put in the tubes how aligned they're going to be. Because you made sure that the holes for the entry hole and the exit hole is exactly where they're supposed to be. Okay? And that's how you make a perfect cutout. Alright guys? So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my whole setting here. I'm going to work on the table now. So we could put it together. We're gonna stick it together using tape. Okay? So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna tape it together onto the divider. Okay? We're gonna create our lines, 3.5 inches down and 3.5 inches up. I'm gonna create our lines, and then our frame is gonna go right in the center, right in the middle of that. Okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. We're gonna tape it onto that, and that'll be it. That'll be it for this this episode. Sorry, which is episode 5, and is creating all that we've created today. The tape will put it together. The homework for you for the week is to start gluing it. Once you taping it together, that's the frame. That's it. That's, you know, all you gotta do is now is take it apart where it's at, and then start putting the glue, and then gluing it together. And that's basically it. Okay, it's not rocket science, folks. Okay, but I definitely will show you how to tape it together so you see how it looks. So when you glue it together, it is exactly the way you are taping it onto the divider. All right. So let me change my settings here. I'm gonna come right back, and I'm gonna sit down on the table, and we're gonna do just that. I'm gonna put it together. All right. Should be fun. Be back. All right, guys. Welcome back. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it together. Okay. We're gonna put all the pieces that we just cut, the holes that we just drilled on the entry and exit holes, and we're gonna put them all together, and we're gonna put them on our divider. Okay. Now remember the divider that we did, and we're gonna put the front panel and the back panel on both sides. So the first step is to tape it up. I use this paper tape, and we're gonna tape the pieces together so we see how they look before we glue it. It's very important. You don't want to glue anything until you have the exact cutters that you need and that you want, so that everything fits perfectly. All right. So what we're gonna do one side first, then we'll do the other side. So let's take a 17-inch panel, put on the right side, a 16-inch panel, put on the left side. Let's take two 14-inch panels. Let's put it in the middle, inside, and then we're gonna take. This is the entry hole, which is the 11.5. Okay, and then this is the exit hole, which is the 11. That's right in the bottom. So when you're looking at it, okay, it's gonna go just like that. Okay, we're gonna put all the pieces together, and we're gonna tape it up, and we're gonna see how it looks. Awesome. All right. So let's start with getting tape. Put it on the top. Okay, on the top of the entry hole. So you put tape on both sides. Okay, so you put tape on both sides, and then you're gonna take the 17.5, all right, and then we're gonna put it right in the bottom. Okay, we'll put it right in the bottom, and then you just get the tape that's overlapping and just stick it together. Again, all we're doing, and then do the same thing on the other side. Again, it's not going to be perfect. It's just so that it's taped together. You understand? See How the 17 and a half is bigger than the 16. Okay, so 17 and a half is on the right side, 16 is on the left side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the two inner panels, okay? I'm going to put them on the inside. So the way you have it on the table, put it in, and the way, and exactly where it lands, as exactly where you're going to tape it, okay? So it's going to be on the inside, okay? Creating that 1/4 inch space on the top, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to tape that together. So I put the tape in the bottom, so it doesn't move, it doesn't slide down. And the other side, same thing. Put tape in the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna put tape in the top so that it stays in place. I'm gonna show you again on the other side. Tape. And there you go. Now you have your inner panels, okay? So if you're looking, you got your inner panels on both sides. Right, guys? And I would actually put tape in the middle going towards the back so it doesn't separate. Because I just noticed that it's separated. Just so that they stay in place to see how it looks. So now you're going to take your exit hole, which is the bottom panel, okay? And you can put it right underneath your two inner panels. So it looks like this, okay? Right underneath it, okay? It goes right on top, okay? And you're going to tape that together. So what I would normally do is I would put tape in the bottom so it doesn't go any more further down. 'Cause once you have it pressed against the inner panel, it's not going any way up. And then I put tape on the top, just the same. I'm going to show you all the tapings that I put. But right now, I can't show you while I'm taping. Because it's a little difficult. But I can show you afterwards. And when everything is all taped up, it's easy to maneuver. So you see, I got the tape on top, okay? And then on the side, just to hold the pieces together. And then on the bottom, okay? And that's basically putting it together. So now, we're going to take the divider, and we're going to put it, don't forget, we made the markings on the divider 3.5 inches down, okay? If you haven't done that already, make your marking 3.5 inches down and make your line across, 3.5 inches up and make your line across, okay? Because this is where your logo goes. Remember that. The logo of the game, okay? It goes right on top, okay? And then the bottom part, okay, is where the key track goes, okay? So that's why there's 3.5 and 3.5. So this goes right in the middle. So when you're putting the divider that you use tape together, you're gonna make the line exactly to where the top, where the line meets. That's where your entry hole is gonna meet. And then the bottom is gonna be, if you see, the 17.5 inch panel is exactly where the bottom of the divider is. So that's when you know your measurements are correct. If this is evenly flushed, and then your entry hole is on the line, then you've made the perfect cuts that you need to make to build the money ball. Alright, guys? So now let's tape this to the divider. I'm gonna tape it to the divider and just take your panel. I'm gonna show you when I'm done. All you're doing is putting tape on the side of the frame to the divider. And again, making sure, again, you're not gluing anything yet. When you're gluing it, you're making sure that everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, because once it's glued, you can't take it out. But right now you're taping it so you know where it's supposed to be when you're gluing it together. Okay, so basically what I did was I put tape as you can see, just put the 4 tapes holding the panel where it's supposed to be. Okay? That's it. You just put tape from the panel to the divider. And on the 3.5 inch line. And as you can see, it's 3.5 inches, and then the bottom is evenly flush. Okay? And that's creating the front panel. Isn't it fun? So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna put this aside and you're gonna do the other side. Okay? So again, we're looking at your 17.5 inch on the right, your 16 inch on the left, your two 14 inch, the inner panels on the inside. You got your 11.5 on top and your 11 inch in the bottom. Okay? 17.5, 16, two 14s on the inside, your 11.5 on top, your 11 inch in the bottom. Okay? Now we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna tape that together. Again, same thing like we did the last time. Okay? And once you have the tape up there, you're gonna put it in with your 17 inch. And then on the other side with your 16 inch. 17.5, sorry. Your 17.5 with your 16 inch. Okay? Looks just like that. 17.5 on the right, 16 inch on the left. And you're going to take your two inner panels like we did before and put it right on the inside. That's why we call it inner panels, because it goes on the inside. And then we're going to tape that also to the panel. So it doesn't move. And allows us to work with it and put it where it needs to go. Again, I put tape on the top. Again, guys, remember, you're only taping. You're not gluing. The taping part is to see that we're doing everything right. Because I don't want you to make a mistake that later on you can't fix. So that's why we tape it to see where it goes. And then we glue it. Because if we check it, and it's exactly the way it is, you're not going to have any problem. So again, there goes your inner panels. Again, they're on the inside. Okay? Okay? You have your inner panels where they go. Now, the exit hole, which is the bottom panel, it goes right underneath the inner panels. Flushed right underneath it. Goes right there. Okay? Once you have that in place, you're going to tape that together. Tape in the bottom so it doesn't move down. And you're going to put a little bit of tape on top just so that it stays together. Now tell me this ain't fun, huh? Putting it together. And this outcome, this is the results of it. So this is a lot of fun. And I get to give this one away. So it's even more fun. So there you go. There goes Team Blue. Okay? You got the two sides. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put that on top of the panel that we just created. Okay, we already got one side. So now we're doing the other side. Okay? Again, we're going to make sure the 17.5 is all the way flush with the bottom. The top is right on the line. And then we're going to move the other side so it's exactly on the line as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is same thing we did before. We're going to tape it now to the panel. The panel to the divider. I'm going to show you when I'm done how it looks when everything that you've cut is put together, taped together, and ready to be glued together. Because the work that you've done is all going to come together now. Okay, so now when you're looking at it, that's Team Red, that's Team Blue. Okay? You've created the panels for both sides. Okay, so when you're looking at the game, the actual game, you see that it started to come together. We don't have the base or the bottom or the key track or the ball pits yet. We don't even have the plexiglass in the tubes, but as you can see, it started to come together, started to come to life. And that's basically creating the entry, exit hose, and the side panels and inner panels. All right, so that was this episode. This episode I think was a lot of fun creating that, because we get to see the pieces coming together. And that's it, guys. You know, now your homework for the week is to take it apart from where it's at. Okay, remember where they are. Remember how it looks, and you just glue it exactly the way you have it taped. That's all you have to do. Glue it exactly where it's taped up. Okay, and it should be able to stand because you did the perfect cutouts. So much fun inventing, creating. I have a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys are having fun. Again, I'm gonna glue mine together. See how it looks. You guys do the same. Next week when we meet up again, we're gonna take a look at our work. Again, you know, it's just gluing it in place. That's all you're doing, guys. That's why I show you the tape. See how it looks. Okay, and it's coming together. Right, guys, so definitely have fun. Enjoy. Again, I recommend if you have kids, do it with your kids. Show them what it's like to build a game. That's never been invented before. This is my inventions. I'm sharing it with you guys. Teach you guys how to make it. Hope you guys have a lot of fun doing it. You get to build a game from scratch. And then when it's completely done, you get to play with it. And for those who cannot build it and don't have the materials or the equipment to build it, just subscribe to my channel, follow along every week, get to see how it's being put together. And this actual game that we're building right here right now, we're gonna give it away. I'm gonna give it away to one lucky subscriber, and it could be any one of you guys. All right, so definitely tune in, subscribe, have fun building it, have fun watching me build it, and this could be yours. All right, guys, so I'm gonna tune out. Okay, remember next week to tune in, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun, because next week is episode 6, and we're gonna build we're gonna create the tubes and the keyholes. So it's gonna be a lot of cutouts as well, and then we're gonna put the tubes right into these keyholes. These entry holes and exit holes that we just created. All right, and we're gonna see how our work comes together. All right, guys, so again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and check me out next week as we move forward. All right, take care and have a good day.